Welcome to Hands On Wisconsin, brought to you by the Ben Bartolozzi team at Keller Williams Realty. Looking to buy or sell a home? Contact Ben at benbarto.com. Sponsored by Libke Security Roofing, Furnitureland of Pulaski, Packer City Antiques Card and Coin, Assorted Trim and Door Company, and by Verlo Mattress Factory Stores of Northeast Wisconsin. Now, here are your hosts, John Mino and Aaron Bartolozzi.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Hands On Wisconsin. I'm John Mino.
And I'm Aaron Bartolozzi.
And we are coming to you from a picturesque spot in the village of Howard, aren't we, though?
I want to buy it.
Isn't this awesome?
I'm serious.
I know.
It's like the perfect farmhouse, but then like 5 blocks away you have CVS.
Oh, there you go. So you got a little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of country, a little bit of city.
Look at these trees. Isn't this incredible?
It's beautiful.
This is Northeast Wisconsin, the fall at its finest, and we are standing in the exact spot where in some ways Northeast Wisconsin really began. One of the oldest homes in the state of Wisconsin, by far the oldest in this area, 1826, used to be log cabin. And what do you think of the gentleman that lives here now?
He's adorable. I think he's really fun. He's got a really cool museum too.
Would you ever believe that gentleman is 97 years old?
No.
Yeah. Isn't he incredible?
Incredible.
His entire story and a little bit of the background in the spot we're standing in right now.
A crisp, clear Wisconsin fall day, the setting is nothing short of picturesque. But the house in the middle of this autumn splendor transcends scenery, for no home in the entire state goes back as far as this one.
But the soldiers from the fort were brought out here and they lived, I think 3 lives in this particular house.
So this room where we're sitting was once a log cabin.
Yeah, this was part of the old house.
A quarter of a century before statehood, a log cabin, which over time transformed into this meticulously maintained farmhouse. It was owned by Les's grandfather-in-law, Louis Rio, a hard-looking man from an era when hard-looking men forged out a living with their calloused hands and strong backs.
Yeah, you try to remember what was life like for that new country. They were just establishing, the British thought they'll fall apart and we'll come back here and take over. But the Americans were tough people.
The house itself comes with built-in lore, such as the informal funeral parlor.
People would borrow this house for burials. People would stay up all night, so the corpse wouldn't be lonely.
Outside, the exact spot where the Army captain in charge of the soldiers here was ambushed and killed. His crime? Cutting off his soldier's whiskey ration.
All they had for recreation were the local girls who were told to shun them. These were Yankees, those rough people, and whiskey. So one day the one guy was going out, the boss was going out there, and this one fellow said, "I'll fix him." He was standing about right by the window over here, and he shot him in the back, and it took him about 4 hours to die.
Remnants of original Native American homes.
So is that the original spot where it was, Les?
There was one there, yeah. There were about 7 of them. People would shiver there at night. Can you imagine in the wintertime being in there? And how would you start a fire in there? Boy, that smoke would accumulate, wouldn't it?
At 97, he's not slowing down. Still growing a garden.
See how high that is?
Yeah. And you still had a deer get
Their
inside.
legs are about that big.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Les has spent his retirement years building a museum on this property, documenting this corner of this area's amazing past.
Chabanais, you see right here? Mm-hmm. His river, that's Ashwaubenon. And Ashwaubenon was an Indian chief.
In some ways, he's that same guy who piloted a B-17 on over 30 bombing missions in World War II and escaped death by inches. Not just a living historian, but a man who respects, records, and recalls history like no other, no matter what he says.
And I wrote a book about it, but my memory is shot.
That's all right.
The book is still here.
Joining us right now, Lester Rentmeester. Lester, first of all, thank you for letting us come to your beautiful place.
You're welcome.
Isn't this gorgeous, Aaron?
Very small charge.
Very small church.
Just a couple bottles of Carlo Rossi.
Yeah, we saw the Carlo Rossi in there. She noticed that right off the bat, Les.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
What do you like best about this place, Aaron?
The character, and I think the museum. just the history that is involved with something that is ranging from back to the Indians, to the war, to everything. It's just, it encompasses hundreds of years of history.
Yeah.
It's all here in Howard.
And isn't it one of those things where your family, your wife's family, goes all the way back to the 1820s in this exact spot, Les?
Yeah.
And as we showed in the story, you actually have places here where the Native Americans lived in their small wigwams.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say it's an honor to be here. And again, your World War II experiences, all the credit and respect in the world for that. 30 missions over Germany, over Berlin. And what did those Germans do? They actually shot at you, right?
Right.
What was that?
No manners whatsoever.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And you only got hit where? Right in the ribs that time?
Yeah.
Right there.
Busted these ribs.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. But you bounced back.
Do I what?
You bounced back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't bounce too well anymore.
Well, you're still going strong, my friend. Thank you so much for having us here.
You're sure welcome.
When we come back, Kimberly Sawyer Larson introduces us to one of Door County's master craftsmen. That's next, as Hands On Wisconsin continues.
When you list with the Ben Bartolozzi team, it's not just a sign in the front yard. It's our public commitment that we will work 24/7 to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. We have a 7-person team dedicated to making sure your home selling experience is as stress-free as possible. From state-of-the-art marketing to dedicated real estate experts who are always available to answer any of your questions or ease any of your concerns. List your home with the Ben Bartolozzi team and nothing will distract us from selling your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Well, maybe a few distractions.
Last year, Brad from Appleton won his gutter topper for free. That's right, free! And this year it could be you, as Security Libke Roofing is once again giving a homeowner gutter topper free. Call 920 Roofing today. Say goodbye to one of the most dangerous household chores. Don't risk another trip up the ladder. Call now and see how you can have gutter topper installed on your home and make no payments for 1 full year. Call 920 Roofing. Security Libke Roofing.
People you know, call 920 Roofing.
Furnitureland's employee discount sale is back. Come see our hot new furniture designs and accessories. You'll save big on almost everything in the store. You get employee pricing on American-made name brands like Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, England, Von Bassett, and more. Need help with style or color selection? Take advantage of our free in-store design service. And delivery is free too. Great prices, awesome selection, free delivery. What are you waiting for? Visit us this week and save. Furnitureland in Pulaski. Real value, real close.
Welcome back to Hands On Wisconsin. Joining us right now, Kimberly Sawyer Larson. How are you, Kimberly?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Now, Aaron, I got to tell you, if you want to know anything about Sturgeon Bay, Door County, that area, and who does what up there, go to this person.
I love Sturgeon Bay.
I know. We actually...
Best flea market because you can bring dogs.
I know.
And not flea market, farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they have a flea market too.
Do they have a flea market and a farmer's market?
I think so, yes.
Oh, yeah, they got it covered. And you can
All
bring
the
your
markets.
dogs no matter what. Well, I'll tell you what, we were talking about doing some stories up there. We said, Kimberly, point us out in the right direction. You found a gentleman who's amazing, didn't you?
Yes, Michael Dorr, master woodworker up in Sturgeon Bay on the outskirts, and we had a great time seeing all of his beautiful designs. It was just fabulous.
The best part, and we're going to show it right here, is watching him actually create while we're there in a short time.
I know, he makes it look so easy, but I'm sure it's much more difficult than it looks.
His story right here.
In this workshop on the outskirts of Sturgeon Bay, a craftsman creates works of wooden art known throughout the world.
I started my woodworking career working for Ferdinand Nymphius as a wooden shipwright, and that would have been 40 years ago.
And so you have a few really unique designs and ones that you continue to do, and they've been very successful. How did you kind of come upon those specific designs?
Actually, I was self-taught. I self-taught myself design just by doing and looking and reading and looking up other designers from mid-century modern. A lot of my work's based in mid-century modern.
And what I love is that, you know, it looks so beautiful, but yet it's still so comfortable. So can you tell us about how you make that happen?
Yeah, comfort is basically the primary function of the chair. So as I started building chairs, the first couple were not all that comfortable. Starts with the seat.
Yeah.
And there's 2 styles of seats that I make, one slumped and one straight across.
I know your work's in a couple of different studios here in Door County. How would I know that it's a Michael Dora chair.
I do have my distinct style. I've tried to stay away from copying other people, but taking their influence and turning it into my work. What I really try to achieve is when you look at a piece of my furniture, like a chair, that you see it as a whole piece and not a compilation of parts. So then, the next thing that would happen is I would take this piece of wood out of here with a chisel and gouge. So what I'm actually doing right now is I'm going to remove this wood so we get a nice flowing piece into the top of the leg. So what I was doing is I was taking this wood out of here, and I'll make this very smooth and flow right into here.
So Michael, these are two beautiful pieces. Can you tell me a little bit about these and what wood is used here first?
The two chairs are made with black walnut. The one on the left is known as the Bobby's chair, and Bobby being my wife. I have a habit of naming chairs at the time when I make them.
So tell me what you would call this piece right here.
Credenza,
Okay.
or sideboard, possibly. Actually, one of the original ones was made for Marquette University to go next to the conference table I built in the dean's office for the library.
So like when I'm at work, we have to use like coasters on the nice tables. Now with this table, I would assume, is there some sort of protectant on top of this beautiful table? Is there glass, or is it?
I go back about once a year and clean it.
Oh, okay. His work, highly endorsed by Bobby, an interior designer. I wanted to know a little bit more about this table here. It's so different. I love the seating with the bench. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with?
We wanted to accommodate as much space as we could in a small area. So with the curve, or half pie here, it afforded us goodie to walk through here. And I love the base. It's one of my favorite things. Oftentimes in booths, you get that blocky feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Waited many a table at many restaurants. I know how that goes.
Phenomenal work. Wasn't that fun being with them?
Oh my gosh, it was so great. Michael was such a great host, and his wife Bobby, just fantastic.
Now, if somebody wants to learn how to do that, they could take, what is it, a 5-day class?
Yeah, 5-day class. You can check out his website at michaeldora.com, and you can sign up and make one of his famous chairs, which is pretty neat.
And he has people literally from all over the world that come to his classes.
Yes, all over, and he delivers all over, and he'll deliver it personally even.
Yeah, he'll pack up his truck and just drive across the country and deliver some of these things.
It's so cool.
Isn't that great?
Very cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked a lot about craftsmen and everything like that, but Melissa, one of our other correspondents, has found a really cool lady who makes art out of
silverware.
Exactly. And you really love
I
this.
want everything that I saw on there. I mean, the rings, the bracelets, it was really cool. And it's old, which I love. So
exactly. That's why you love me. Here's her story.
Hello everyone, I'm Melissa Cloyda, and I am featuring a wonderful artist today here in DePere. Her name is Misty, and she makes amazing jewelry, so we're going to have her tell us all about it. So Misty, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
I take vintage silverware and I upcycle it into wearable art. And we do rings and earrings and bracelets and necklaces and pretty much anything you can think of.
And how did you get started in this?
Well, that's a good story. My mom and my grandmother both do it. My grandmother has been doing it for 14 years, and she's very artistic and just started doing it on her own.
So it really is a true family trade.
Yes. Okay, so this is my really tight quarters of all of my silverware that we have in here, and we try to categorize it by the types, salad forks and teaspoons, and then we do it by pattern. A big part of my business is people bring in their heirloom silverware, and then they have custom orders made.
So where do you get all your silverware from?
From antique stores, and then as well, there's a lot of people that know that I'm always looking to buy, always.
So you have a really old dirty spoon here, and I'm having a hard time believing it's going to turn into a beautiful piece of jewelry. So let's see you take this spoon and make some magic happen on it.
Absolutely, we can do that. I'm just going to try it. Okay, then we're going to come over here and we're going to buff out all the grunges. Measure so that we can make it the right size. I'm probably going to do about a 2.5.
Those are seriously the cutest safety glasses I've ever seen.
Thank you.
So fashionable.
To a ring. there we have it. It's actually like a 7.5, but if you ever see me at any of my shows, I always am willing to size the rings even after you buy them or even shine them up for you.
So you have a lot of different products available. I'm seeing some more classic type pieces all the way to more trendy style.
We're constantly trying to have new designs. So these earrings here are, it's a total of a whole salad fork. So each earring is half of a salad fork. And then it's bent into a little heart, which is a very popular item.
So Misty, what would you say your most popular item is?
I think for sure it's the elephant. So we have the pickle fork, a big serving fork, a salad fork, dinner fork, any of them, so we get a different size.
So this one is really neat. How did you get, it looks like a kind of the side of a fork here, and you took out the middle and added these beads?
Yep, we take out the middle tines, which of course we turn into something else, and then we use a sterling wire in the middle to add any kind of beads, and this is actually one of my favorite bracelets.
And then we have this ring. You added some stone to some of your products.
People love that one. It's a big statement piece. Having the teaspoon folded over a stone is really fun to wear with an outfit.
Well, Misty, it's been a lot of fun today coming to your workshop and seeing how you take this old silverware and turn it into beautiful pieces of art. Why don't you tell people where they can find your products?
Well, I'm online on my Etsy store, Silverware by Misty. I'm in 14 stores throughout the Midwest, and you can also find me on Facebook, Silverware by Misty.
Well, I'm Melissa Cloyda here in DePere having a lot of fun with Misty, but John and Aaron, back to you.
How much of that would you buy?
Everything.
I absolutely loved it. It is so cool, and it's just, even the way she did it, it looks like it should be more complicated to put together.
You know what I was surprised at, though? How ornate, like, forks and spoons are. You don't really notice that
No.
when you use them. That's some pretty
But
cool
like
stuff.
antique spoons, like had all the detail to it, and I don't even...
Yeah. She's doing big things with heirlooms. People will bring something that had been their grandma's or their great-grandma's and make it a piece of jewelry with that. She said that's really popular.
I can imagine why. It's really cool.
Do you think anybody would want something? One of my kids would want something that I had eaten off of or anything? Or no? Maybe? Yes? No? All right. Kimberly, thanks for being here and great job.
Thank you, sir.
It's fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Always fun going up to Sturgeon Bay, I will say that. When we come back, another quick tip and a gentleman that's got the greatest collection of basketball memorabilia, I say, in the state of Wisconsin. That's coming up next. Stay with us. Assorted Trim and Door Company, 1827 Plain Park Drive, just off of Packerland in Hobart. Whether you're building or remodeling, they will have the doors, hardware, trim, and everything in between to match any style or create something new. Building a deck? Check out the incredible selection of exotic weather-resistant wood. With over 50 types of wood in stock and hundreds of styles to choose from, they are sure to have exactly what you're looking for. 1827 Plain Park Drive, just off of Packerland in Hobart.
Cut out the middleman and save at the Verlo Mattress Summer Clearance Event.
Beds for the entire family.
Twin mattresses starting at $88. Full mattresses starting at $118. Save big on our super selection of futons. Free delivery and setup and up to 36 months 0% financing.
Ask about our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Hurry, sale ends this week.
Start getting a better night's sleep tonight.
Visit Jeff, Tim, and Jake at your local Verlo Mattress Factory to build a better night's sleep for less.
Packer City Antiques Card and Coin, located at 1920 Marley Lane in Ashwaubenon, is your stop for the greatest collection of Packer memorabilia in the country. Whether it's modern day, old days, or glory days, Packer City has it all. You'll be amazed at the quantity and quality of incredible Packer and sports collectibles. And don't forget their gold and coin section. They're always looking to buy and sell. Packer City Antiques Card and Coin, 1920 Marley Lane, just 2 blocks west of Lambeau Field.
Welcome back to Hands On Wisconsin. Coming your way from an absolutely gorgeous setting. Les Rentmeester's Place is a historical site here in Brown County. Could you ask for a nicer place?
Could you ask for a nicer day to be doing this? It's
I don't
gorgeous.
think so.
The combination of the weather and the property
And the
is
personality
amazing.
of that
and the personality.
97-year-old young gentleman. Great being here. Well, I'll tell you what, we always like to find guys that have great collections of stuff. We've done some Packer homes. Well, I've never done a basketball home in this area before, but there's a gentleman in Bellevue that might be the biggest basketball collector and fanatic in at least Northeast Wisconsin. Do you need a second look to realize you're in the home of a hoops fanatic?
My dad had a rim made for me at work, a special rim, smaller, and he put it up in the basement and he painted lines on the floor, and I had a half-court gym in our basement when I was like 4 years old.
And that's where it began.
And that's where it began. I actually broke my elbow when I was 5 diving for a basketball.
But no setback would cool down his passion for collecting everything associated with the game and his beloved Milwaukee Bucks.
I remember my dad getting tickets, and we were sitting, 5 rows off the court. They won the world championship, and I'm 10 years old thinking, wow, this is how it's going to be, and it's been a little dry since then. The top row is all Milwaukee Bucks. These are a lot of the older players that most younger people would have no idea who half of them are. I have a 1992 Dream Team ball.
Did you ever meet Jordan?
No, never met him.
He's never made it to Wasaki.
No, he doesn't get spend much time up in Wasaki, actually. It's kind of like my library. I have over 400 books on basketball. This room is where I sit and I watch games. I have the 3 TVs there. Last night I was watching the WNBA, the Sunday Night Football, and the baseball playoffs, so it worked out pretty well.
Your wife is a lucky lady.
It was her idea to put the 2 TVs down here because we were down here watching a Bucks-Packer game, back and forth. She said, you know what? We're going to get 2 more TVs down here because I can't stand you changing channels all the time. I put a bathroom in this year, and her and I went around and around because she wanted a full bath down here, and I said, well, it'll be 3-piece, but it's going to be a toilet, a sink, and a urinal. And so we didn't get the shower, but we did get the urinal, and I got the 32-inch TV above the urinal, so if you're doing your business and something's happening, you don't want to miss out on it. This is my legacy wall to make this a Bucks bar. Family bought me the first one, the Milwaukee Bucks original logo for my 50th birthday, and I asked them where they got it. They got it from a guy named Bobby Ayers, Bobby the woodcarver at Manitowoc.
I gotta say though, this is kind of a room of heartbreak. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. Every year I'm so hopeful, and every year it's like, oh, maybe next year.
Pretty cool collection, huh?
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't even like basketball.
I know you don't, but
it
you
was
have to
pretty
go
cool.
there.
You gotta respect that.
Exactly. And some of the cool things he had, that basketball, the laces on it, from like 1930, I think was the last year they actually used those. So some really great collectibles. Don't even say it. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking to say about, is that what you had in high school? So don't even say it. Don't even say it.
I didn't have to. You said it.
All right, we got another quick tip, don't we?
We do.
I loved your one of the books last week.
Thank you.
How did you like those books I gave you then?
I love those books, and
Yes.
I found all the maps when I went back in the office this morning.
You like it?
Thank you.
Those for your
More
grandfather,
old
though.
books.
Exactly.
Yes.
Collect old books, folks. Give them to Erin. She'll put them to good use.
Yes.
One of her classic quick tips right now.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's quick tip. I hated my door. That's how this whole thing started. Absolutely hated it. Didn't have the budget to find a really cool door. So what I did is I replaced an ugly hollow core door, went to Habitat Restored, found an awesome French door for $10. What I did, since I like old and cheap, is I went and I found just some paint that I had already had. It was bare. I painted the door just a standard color, and then I wanted to make it a little bit older, so then I used the Rust-Oleum glaze. And all you have to do is paint into these corners right here and give it a few minutes. Depending on how dark you want it, you're going to leave it on longer. If you only want a hint of the glaze on there, then you're going to want to wipe it off quicker. But the key to this is using a fabric that does not have any texture to it. If you have a cloth that has ribs on it or anything like that, it's going to have lines on there. So then another example of what I did that's a little bit easier, obviously working with glass and taping around it's kind of a pain in the butt, but this one was a lot of fun because this was just a plain white hutch that was built into the house when we bought it. It was just white. I didn't like it. Also had gold. So all I did, same thing as the door, just painted it that green and then put the glaze right over the top of it and wiped it right off. And I did the same right here. I just put the glaze right over the white paint that was already there to give it more of a farmhouse look instead of that, you know, construction grade white. The very last step that you need to do is use this right here. This is going to protect the finish. So $20 maybe in paint, and the time it probably took maybe a Saturday afternoon, transformed my kitchen completely. And the good thing was it was really cheap and it made my house look a little bit older.
There you have it, folks. You too can be like Erin Bartolozzi by going to Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Or watch her quick tips.
Yeah.
You
One
love
and the
that
same.
site though, don't you?
I do.
Yes.
Got a lot of really good ideas from it.
I'll tell you what, you've done such a great job in your house. But the thing is,
you.
you'll like get a whim and like change everything in one day sometimes too, right?
Yeah. So I want a puppy, and my husband said, "Can't you just redo a room instead?" And because he thinks I have like an itch.
Okay.
And he thinks that the decorating will fix it.
So what happened? Puppy or decorating a room?
I'm thinking of redoing my master bedroom.
So no puppy?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I want the puppy.
Okay. Oh, well. Well, anyway, thanks for being here once again. Another edition of Hands On Wisconsin and a gorgeous spot. Thanks to
Les,
one of the great men of all time. Thanks to Zach Peterson and Cast of thousands. Give Zach a nice thank you, hearty.
Thanks, Zach. We value you tremendously.
Absolutely.
Tremendously.
Yeah, that's it for another edition. There might be some bloopers. We don't know if Zach found something or not. If not, we'll see you again next week right here, Hands On Wisconsin.
I don't have 30 years of experience doing this. I have like 3 weeks. Wow. So yeah. And you missed a huge spot shaving.
Somebody had a glass of wine at lunch.
Legit. But don't worry, I'm on this side. My zit will cover you.
Aren't they great?
So great. Why do I always have to say so? So fantastic. Damn it.
The entire
It's not even me.
When we come back, we'll meet a...
After I got done with the painting, the biggest thing,
Sorry. For the entire... There you have it, folks.
Nope. Completely forgot what we were talking about.
You're quick.
So after I got done with the painting, and I added, after I got done with the painting, the biggest thing,
Sorry.
peanut butter jelly time. Yeah. Your peanut butter.
What am I?
You can be peanut butter.
You know what I tasted today?
You're the bread, I'm the bread, and she's the
You know what I
peanut
tasted
butter
today?
and the jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly
Peanut
moonshine.
butter. That's disgusting.
It was actually kind of good.
That's disgusting. Wasn't that fantastic?
Amazing.
Really cool. How much of that would you buy?
Everything.
Should we try that again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you list with the Ben Bartolozzi team, it's not just a sign in the front yard. It's our public commitment that we will work 24/7 to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. We have a 7-person team dedicated to making sure your home selling experience is as stress-free as possible. From state-of-the-art marketing to dedicated real estate experts who are always available to answer any of your questions or ease any of your concerns. List your home with the Ben Bartolozzi team and nothing will distract us from selling your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Well, maybe a few distractions.
Last year, Brad from Appleton won his gutter topper for free. That's right, free! And this year it could be you, as Security Libke Roofing is once again giving a homeowner gutter topper free. Call 920 Roofing today. Say goodbye to one of the most dangerous household chores. Don't risk another trip up the ladder. Call now and see how you can have gutter topper installed on your home and make no payments for 1 full year. Call 920 Roofing. Security Libke Roofing.
People you know, call 920 Roofing.
Cut out the middleman and save at the Verlo Mattress Summer Clearance Event.
Beds for the entire family.
Twin mattresses starting at $88. Full mattresses starting at $118. Save big on our super selection of futons. Free delivery and setup and up to 36 months 0% financing.
Ask about our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Hurry, sale ends this week.
Start getting a better night's sleep tonight.
Visit Jeff, Tim, and Jake at your local Verlo Mattress Factory to build a better night's sleep for less.
Building a deck? Check out the incredible selection of exotic weather-resistant wood. With over 50 types of wood in stock and hundreds of styles to choose from, they are sure to have exactly what you're looking for. 1827 Plain Park Drive, just off of Packerland in Hobart.